There's that due process. Even the people you find cringe. And I'm going to say that. I don't like Elijah. I would never watch his shit. He comes off as a weirdo to me. Like, I would not watch his shit. He might be a fine dude. I don't know him. Nick would be able to tell you better about him personally. I haven't met him. I don't know the guy. Just from what I see online, I don't watch him. So let's start here. He's suing the deep pockets. He's suing Blaze. Blaze has the money. Let's go. And this is actually not that long. It seems long, but it's not. Ms. Watson has suffered injuries from the derailment of her multi-million-dollar career. Full stop. Full stop. This is what this is about. This is about her career, okay? Her career. For those that may need it, let's highlight this right here. This is about, first and foremost, her career. This is not about her traditional principles. This is about her career. It's about the money. These women, these TradCon girls, just care about the money, about their career. They've gotten this far, especially when I'm talking about these girls. I'm talking about the influencers. I'm not talking about your Graham. I'm not talking about the girls that never come on the internet. I'm talking about the influencers. I'm talking about the conserva thoughts on the gram, on YouTube, the real TradCon girls, the real ones. I'm talking the real ones. You will never see them on camera. You will never see them. They don't want to be on camera. All Sydney wants is her career. That's what she cares about, the money in her career. She does not care about your conservative principles. This is not about traditional principles. We're going to get there. But make no mistake about that. Squid says, I'm not sure how far Sydney is going to get with the lawsuit. I'm biased because I enjoy her content. But the fact Elijah was eventually fired for the same kind of allegations made by another woman. Yep. And I'm aware of the Sarah Gonzalez thing. But once again, that has nothing to do with this particular lawsuit. Even if he has a history, she's got to prove it here in this specific instance. And from what I understand, I'm not sure the other one has been proven in court. I'm not aware of that lawsuit. So I'm going to not comment on the Sarah Gonzalez incident because I don't know enough about it, just know enough to say, hey, it's an allegation at one point. I do not know the resolution of that one. I'm focused on this one right now and on Sydney. And the fact that, look, Sydney had a good take. She had a great take with the Vice's, with the Vice episode. The Vice episode where she was there with Pearl and whatever, and she was pushing back against the rabid SJW, sure. Any like sane person, left or right, would have had a problem with what those crazy people were saying. Yeah, she gets on that issue in that moment. You get support, but not carte blanche. Breaking your contract. There's a reason why she didn't sue for breach of contract. There's a reason why she didn't sue for that, why she had to go for this. Over on Locals, Squid sent a $10 tip saying, I hope Jeremy doesn't have to learn the hard way that you never should go into business with a friend. I've never seen a friendship survive a business partnership. It ruins it. It ruins it. I was speaking with a good friend who's a lawyer down here, and he has a neighbor who's a nice guy, but he's like, look, he's my neighbor. I don't really want to be friends with him that closely because we're going to have, property line disputes, boundary stuff. This is here, this is there. You want to put some distance between business and friendship. Same thing with family. Put that away. But let's go here. So she suffered injury, derailment of her career in conservative commentary. So that's what she's concerned about here, right? Is she a conservative? I'll let you guys answer that question. Is she a conservative? And they were creating a hostile work environment, right? A hostile work environment, allowing sexual harassment and discriminating against her on the basis of her sex and religion. Guys, this is a at its core. The concept of a hostile work environment is a feminist socialist notion. It's the notion that we should cater our work environment in one specific way to a specific gender's preferences. And it ain't men. I hate to break it to you, it ain't men. This is moving the needle, moving the yardstick. This is showing people on the right where the line is. This is her shifting the yardstick. This is why corporate America will die on the vine. It doesn't matter how based your staff is. You bring in these based ladies, they're going to be filing these suits too. Whether you're Fox or whether you're MSNBC, it doesn't matter. The Blaze's conduct was continuing, pervasive, and appalling, particularly in the light of the Blaze's representation to its audience of largely conservative Americans that it stood for traditional values. We're going to get into that. I want to go into this when she gets into the part. The Blaze, founded and run by Glenn Beck, told its audience that it protected traditional values. This is a key word here. Traditional values. Pay attention to how much they say this. And practiced integrity. This was the reason. This was the reason. Because she believed that she was TradCon and she aligned as a TradCon. This is what they're saying here. Remember that. But Blaze instead catered to the demands, tantrums, and misbehavior of another young rising star, a male. Once again, demonization of males. This is demonization of men. Look at the framing of this. And by the way, this was written by male lawyers. Granted, one of them's out of California, which is already questionable enough. A white male. But this is how programmed these people are. That they can write this and not get cognitive dissonance. Only, I'm going to say it, as an attorney, if I was in a law firm and I'm the associate and they ask me to write these words on the paper, you are a cuck. You deserve the Jack Murphy beard memed everywhere if you write these words on a paper as a male attorney. This is absolute giving up your integrity as a dude to write this down and frame it in this way. The problem is the framing. The problem is the maleness is the problem. The fact that you are a male is the problem. It's not the fact that you committed a crime, because by the way, crimes are still illegal. If there's assault or battery, we don't need this to prove assault or battery. File the crime. File the crime. You can't. That's why. There was no crime committed. This is literally on the basis of you being a feeble woman, and oh noes, the evil misogyny is here to strike again. That's the framing of this. There's nothing based about this. Long after Miss Watson was demanding justice. Justice. What type of justice? Social justice. This is the same thing. Look at the language they're using. Much of the abuse was perpetrated by this individual, Elijah Schaefer, but Ms. Watson's claim also implicates the officers of Blaze not interceding to correct the problems they created that occurred in front of them or brought directly to their attention. Ms. Watson complained of it in December of 21 to August 2022 to personnel at the Blaze, including the CEO. They did nothing to address it and therefore breached their legal responsibility, i.e., we don't want to go after Elijah. We know the Blaze has more money. And here it is. Who should have protected her rights and integrity. Once again, so feeble, we have to protect you. You need our protection. You are weak. You are lesser. That's what the lawsuit says. And in this basis, look, if you're a feminist, if you're a true feminist, you'd be like, look, we don't need this. This is not something we need. You could use the regular law, use normal law. If you're so strong, so independent, So equal. You want to prove you don't have to use social justice, but you use their tools. But what's the problem? To stop getting Mr. Schaefer to stop talking about dicks so much. Yeah, I said it. We're probably going to get in trouble, guys. So can you guys do me a favor right now? I just said the word. So can you guys please, if you would be a favor, smash the like button for talking about dicks? Because we're gonna get it's probably a little no slap on the wrist there because we just said dicks, right? And apparently that creates a hostile work environment. So you're all in a hostile work environment right now. All of you right now are in a hostile work environment. All 983 of you here on YouTube, all hundreds over here on on Rumble. And let me pop this over here to show you guys what's going on Rumble here. But Brick Cormier says, you want a hostile work environment, join the Marines. All corporate offices I've worked in, from startups to Fortune 500 companies, are children's playgrounds compared to any unit. Exactly. They wouldn't make it 2 meters in the Marines. Wouldn't happen. And let me catch this one. Agreed. All people can be acting poorly in this instance. Elijah always made me think this guy is not right. Sydney may not be flying straight and the Blaze could be a bad place to work. However, Sydney is about to hit the wall and it's her big payday. Long term, who is going to hire her if she wins? Apparently, Jeremy is enough of an idiot to do that. Just saying. Just saying that. So you guys are all in a hostile work environment right now. Hunch says for 10. The Blaze saw what type of cash pool pulled in with the IRL, so they made a show to try to get those dollars. Watson is big mad that she didn't make it big or big money and she wants hers. Timing is sus. Yes, they literally just were like, okay, we need a mid-hot. We need a mid-hot girl. And guys, this is the grift. This is why if you look over at the manosphere, it's all women. They've realized that they look at, for example, like Fresh and Fit, and they say, oh, look, it was the ladies that made them big. Guys were bitching about women forever. But you know what made it big was when the girls get involved. They see girls like, ooh, girls, grog smash. They see Pearl and they're like, oh, well, she's sort of tradcon. I'm going to smash her. And so like, all right, let's get a mid girl. Let's throw her out there and people are going to simp. The tradcons are going to go crazy. It doesn't matter that she's in her 30s. She doesn't have a BMI of an orca. Sorry, guys, but that's a 7 in America now. I'm sorry to say, but if you're not morbidly obese, you're kind of at a 6 or a 7 by default because you're already above the average. You already beat 70% of people in America. So they're like, let's get an above mid